Hello, Beez Bladers, and welcome newcomers to the channel. You guys, I have another exciting option from Sheildon Knives to show you guys today. We're going to look at it, see what we think about it. I'm going to disassemble it so we can see how easy it is to disassemble and see what's inside. This is going to be the third one on the channel, so there's a couple more if you want to go check those out. I was contacted by Stephen Liu from Sheildon Knives and asked if I would show their knives, and I said sure. I made no promises. There's no expectations. I'm going to show and tell you what I think about them and then see how easy it is to disassemble or how difficult. We'll see. But I guess before, Sheildon had glued their T6 and their T8 screws, and now they've learned from the knife community that that's a no-no. We like to take our things apart. We like to take our knives apart. So he assured me that that has all been fixed in these new models, and there's going to be a lot more models coming out in 2022, and we're going to show them all to you. And like I said, there's no expectations. I might not like it. I might like it, but we're going to get in here. All right, so this is... The item number is 9061G-N. The knife is the Bulbasaur. It's a Django design, and this one has Sandvik 14C28N. All right. Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there. G10 handle material, and we'll go over all the specs and good stuff, and the blade finish is a sanding finish. And first, thank you, subscribers. Thank you, patrons on Patreon. And thank you, channel members. If you're not sure what the channel membership is all about, just check that join button right about there. It's next to the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, you got to subscribe because, of course, there's always a giveaway coming up. And there's always exciting things. And I have so much planned for the channel. It's very exciting. But go check all that out. And also, this knife and the knife that's in all the videos, there's always a link in the description. And you get 10% off KPL Knife Pivot Lube, 10% off Mojave Outdoor, all the Kaiser knives on 3 of their sites, and 10% off at White Mountain Knives. Oh, right. Okay, let's get in here. Now, the knife I'm going to use to get in here is another one by Sheildon Knives. This is the Sheildon Empoleon, which is pretty nice, pretty nice. Go check out the video on that. So let's get in here and see what this one looks like. I'm kind of excited. Are I not always excited? I mean, you know, Beez is excited all the time. All the time. And guys and gals, if you're not familiar, every Friday night, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, we're live at the Hive. We are live. Don't miss our live streams. So make sure you hit that bell button and hit all. That way you're notified of all the stuff that's going on. And the community tab on Beez Blades. So look at here, we have green. This is the first time we'll have a green knife on the Beez Blades channel. Ooh, so this is the Bulbasaur. And maybe it's because it's bulbous. So that's pretty nice looking G10. That's pretty cool. We'll go over it and get a nice clear look of the whole thing. But here's this side. Check out the pivot. The pivot even has green on it. There's that side. Here's this side. Wow, that is pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's check out the blade. How'd the blade look like? Now that is, ooh, full flat grind. I'm curious about how this sucker's going to slice. It looks like it's going to be slicey. So this one on Amazon runs about $70.99, but I have the 20% off discount code from Stephen Liu. It's his discount code on Amazon. The link will be below with the discount code. So after the discount, this is going to turn out to be $56. And this is 14C28N. So let's get in here and take a look. Really nice looking blade finish. There's the Sheildon Knives logo. Sandvik 14C28N. That is exciting. And here's a look at that G10. So it looks like it has texture. It does not. It's smooth. It has a smooth texture. So that's probably where this jimping is going to come into play. But let's go all the way down. It's really nice looking. Very nice. And we're gonna take this bad boy apart so we can see what's inside. Going all the way around to give you a good look of it. Good look at it. Would you look at it? Just look at it. I'm really liking that pivot collar. That is cool. There you see it says Bulbasaur by Django. And then there is your model number, 9061G-N. So here's this side of it. And here's this side. Wow, that is a cool looking knife. I'm liking this blade shape already. All right, here's your specs, guys. Total length from tip to tip is 8 5/8 inches. You have a nice leaf shape style blade there. Your total blade length and the sharpen length, they're pretty much both equal at 3.68 inches. You have a blade width of 1.25 inches, and your blade stock's 116 thousandths, which is very nice, very, very nice. And your thickness behind the edge had ranged from 13 to 14 thousandths, and your handle length from tip to tip is 4.93 inches. And your handle width right about right here in the middle is 1.03, so it's an inch by just over a half an inch. It's 1.58 inches, and you have some nice contoured G10. I'm really liking that a lot. And then you'll see the caged ball bearings when we take this apart and look at it. And this is a liner lock. And let's see, the pocket clip. Ooh, boy, it's smooth. The pocket clip is right hand, tip up carry only. There's no reversible pocket clip. You do have a nice big old lanyard hole there. You can put a rope through if you want to. But man, I am enamored. Every time I see that pivot is just, it's got me. It's got me. Oh my goodness. But moving on, let's check out the finish. So the finish of this thing is really nice. Really liking the finish. And then these liners, when it's G10, my personal preference is I prefer that the G10 liners not be inset. That takes away from the sharpness because the inside of the G10 is always sharp when I'm squeezing on it, and I don't like it. Whereas the handles or the liners right here are not, which is very nice, very, very nice. Let's see what our lockup is. So lockup looks pretty good. We're at, what, about 50%? I'd say we're about 50% lockup, and no lock stick. It's nice. Man, this thing's feeling nice and smooth already. You have a nice pass through. I really appreciate that. I don't like it when I have to dig my fingers down there to unlock a knife. Ooh, that is smooth. Ooh, I might have found my favorite Sheildon knife so far. Oh, man. All right, moving on. All right, let's see what the weight is. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm going to guess, it feels like it's pretty solid. I'm going to go 4.5 ounces. Let's see what it says. Ooh, that is the closest yet. 4.445. Yes. Getting better at this guessing game. Some days I'm better, some days not so much. But less than 4.5 ounces. It feels really solid. I like how it feels. I like there's no sharp edges. That's really nice. And we'll check and see how the clip goes in and out of the pocket. But no blade play, no lock rock. I mean, it feels nice and solid. Let's check out the clip and see what it does in and out of the pocket. All right, how does the pocket clip work? Let's see. So it works well. So you do have a little bit of knife sticking out here. That's not always a bad thing. If this is a work knife, you'll actually be able to grab it out of your pocket. So some folks want just a deep carry, some folks don't. It looks like it'd be easy to put a deep carry on there if you wanted to, but that's what it looks like in and out of the pocket. Some quick size comparisons. Here it is up against the Spyderco Manix 2. If we can get it to focus, there we go. There's the Spyderco Manix 2. Spyderco Tenacious. And you know what? Just to help, let me throw a little something down for contrast. Here's the Spyderco Tenacious. So the widest point is going to be at its pivot for sure, but it's about the same as the Tenacious. Here's the Spyderco Delica 4. Lot smaller knife. CJRB Feldspar, or as I like to say, the Feldspar. Those are pretty much equal. It's a little bit thicker here at the pivot. And here's one more for thickness comparison. Here's the QSP Penguin. So you can see it's a little wider than the Penguin. All right, I'm going to lay this bad boy down and put some knives up that you guys have so you can get a really good idea. Man, I'm liking that blade shape. Oh my goodness, full flat grind. Whew, you know what? Let's see what it does to a piece of paper. All right. That's pretty good. All right. As I'm ripping the paper up. Yeah, it's sharp. It's sharp from the factory. Yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. I love getting sidetracked. All right, you ready? Here it is. We're going to go pivot to pivot. Let's see if I can get her balanced here. There you go. Here's the Spyderco Manix 2. And where's my regulars? Spyderco Tenacious. There's those two. So you see it's a nice full-size knife, full-size handle. And man, I'm telling you what, I can't help it. I'm just staring at this blade. This blade is my favorite. I'm in love with this blade shape already. Here's a QSP Penguin. Get it leveled up here for you. There's a Penguin. And here's another one that you guys see a lot, you might have the Civivi Imperium. So it's, man, I'm loving that blade shape. I can't help it. Can't help it. I love it. I love it a lot. And here's the Kubi carve. So you can see it has a nice full blade shape. And I'm going to put it up here one more time next to the Spyderco Manix 2. And I'm going to put it up against another, not up against, but next to, here is the Kaiser Roach, which has a blade that I absolutely love. So you can see that it's closer to the Roach as far as blade size. Look at that. It has more sharpened edge than the Roach. It doesn't have a finger choil. But there's your size comparisons. Quick housekeeping, guys. Make sure and give me a thumbs up. Even if you don't like the video, support the channel. Give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. And then after the video, make a comment. Let me know what you think about these knives that I'm showing and the knives that you've seen on the channel. I really appreciate the feedback. And if you don't have anything to say about the knife, just tell me what you had for breakfast. You know me. I just love the interaction. So either way, I really appreciate your support. So tap the thumbs up. Don't forget to tap subscribe because you don't want to miss what's coming. All right, so let's go over deployment. I'm going to back out a little bit here so you guys can see what it looks like. Get some of these blades out of the picture. Make sure we have this one in the spotlight. So what do we have here? Remembering this is the Bulbasaur, I had to look it up again. Here's your push button. Oh my gosh. Push button is clear as day. How about the, yep, very nice, very smooth. Can I, now there's no thumb stud, but there's a little bit of a ramp here. I'm wondering if I can use my thumb. Yes, you can open it with your thumb. Not the best, but if you put a little pressure on it, it does come flying out. So you can use your thumb. And some folks are really good at using their middle finger to reverse flick knives like this. I don't have that ability if I don't have something to grab a hold of. It'd be neat if there was a little fuller there, but pinch open, that's probably going to be my secondary deployment. Is real easy to pinch this open. And man, this has got to be drop shutty just from the feel of it. Almost. But look at that. You just give it just a tad, just a little bit of gravity, and it just falls. And it sounds good. Here's your acoustics. It has a ting to it. Man, it's really smooth. I'm telling you what, it's smooth. Now, as far as left-handed, how does it feel left-handed? Just the same. Easy to use left-handed. So this is one of those ones that it's almost more comfortable and easier to close left-handed than it is right-handed. It's just really weird. It just puts your thumb right in line, and there's plenty of room here, and you have some jimping there. It's not aggressive, but there's plenty of room. And let me see if I can show you guys this contouring. Can you see how it's contoured just a little bit? Contoured and chamfered. It's really nice. I bet this is going to feel good in the hands. Let's check out the ergos. My hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from here to here is 7.25. Let's see what it feels like. Yeah, that's comfortable. Oh yeah, that's comfortable. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look how it fits the hand. Your thumb just falls right onto that jimping. The jimping is not aggressive. I prefer jimping that is closer together, like this has the wider jimping, but it's comfortable. You can do utility cuts with it. It really flows with the hand. I like that the tip doesn't swoop up. The tip's pretty much in line with the knife. And this is going to be a slicer for sure. Wow. It has a pretty good grind on it already. Really nice, even grind. For a factory grind, that's really nice. But the ergos, I'm not getting any hot spots. I can feel the pocket clip a little bit, but it's not too hateful because it's not back here. So when you don't have a deep carry pocket clip, the pocket clip kind of disappears into your hand. See there? So it's comfortable. Really getting in it? Yeah, that's nice. Now you do have some sharpening choil here, and that's very nice. So there's no plunge grind in your way for when you sharpen. So that's going to be very nice. That's not a finger choil. There's no room for a finger up there per se. I wouldn't put my finger up there. If I was doing some cutting and I wanted up close, I would just grab it like this, and you can see where the flipper tab goes up between your finger. Yeah, that's comfortable. So ergos, good. All good on the ergos. Very nice. Very, very nice. So what do I like about the knife? I love the blade shape. I love how smooth it is already. It hasn't even been disassembled, and it's dropped shut. Wow. I really like this knife. I do like this knife. I'm gonna be carrying this bad boy for sure. All right, so we're gonna take it apart and see what it looks like on the inside and do a quick disassembly just to show you that it can be disassembled, and then we'll wrap it up, okay? We got the board set up. Let's get in here and see what she looks like. Now this pivot does have a T8 on both sides, so I'm gonna get these bottles out of the way because they look like they're messing up with our focus. My focus needs more focus. What's the problem? There we go. So we have a T8 on both sides, and usually when it's like this, that means it's gonna spin if you don't have a T8 for both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one over here to hold on to it. And let's see how well we can get her to break. I don't know why we're not focusing. There we go. It's not cooperating. There we go. All right, so there we go. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. So that whole thing is coming out. Okay, so this side came off, and this side is the whole pivot side. So I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to do it this way. All right. So get me a T6 going here. I'm going to zoom in. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help just a little bit. And yeah, so this is the third Sheildon knife that I've taken apart, disassembled. And they've been pretty easy. The only little drawback that I had was that the T8, you have to have one on both sides to get it loose because it spins. Now sometimes you can push your finger on there hard enough to now let's see, I'm not seeing any Loctite on these screws, and I've said it in my other videos, I don't put Loctite back. If there's Loctite on them, that's a good indication that it might need Loctite, but if it doesn't need it, I don't put it on there, and I see if it's going to get loose. Let's see if it's going to come apart. All right, so just like that, there's the inside of, now this is why you clean them. That's exactly why you clean your knives, if you're totally into that. Just a little bit of cloth, a little piece of cloth, and some rubbing alcohol. We'll get this all cleaned up. All right, so let's get our blade off here. Let's see. So giving you a look, there's your pivot, and there's your little ceramic ball bearings. Set them out. And then you have another one right on top of there. Kind of just setting this out. I'm going to back out just a tad. But it doesn't look too dirty on the inside, but it definitely will clean up. I'm going to get a little rubbing alcohol on here. Get it all cleaned up. I'm not going to take the scales off just for the sake of time. But you could I could take these two screws off right here and take the scale off and clean the other side of the liner. You see that all cleaned off really nicely. Get in there, get that nice and clean. Get that nice and clean. And you can use a Q-tip. I don't use a Q-tip unless I need to, just because it can leave little bits of stuff behind. You see that cleaned up pretty well. Clean off the blade. But yeah, I tell you what, guys, I've really been having a blast on the Friday nights. Friday night, we go live on the Beez Blades at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. There we go. There we go. Looking a little better. Clean off our little multi-row, not multi-row, but our little ceramic ball bearings there. There wasn't a whole lot of gunk on there, so that's very nice. Very, very nice. Get our pivot out. Totally take our pivot out. Here's our other bearing. It was lubed well. We're going to lube it. Put some knife pivot lube on there, some KPL. There is a link in the description for 10% off KPL, guys. Knife pivot lube. All right, so there we go. That's nice and clean. It wasn't too dirty. I've seen way worse than that before, but it wasn't too dirty. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm liking this green. I really am. And the pivot collars are really cool looking. See, we do have a little bit of gunk in there we're cleaning out. The only thing it could do is possibly make it even smoother than it was. And this thing was, wow, it is smooth. This is going to be one of my favorites so far from Sheildon Knives. Definitely going to be one of my favorites. I'm going to get in there, make sure I'm getting all the way around the corners, all the way around the edges. See, we got a little bit of stuff out of there. All right, so we're ready to put this bad boy back together, just like that. Oh, just like that. So put the pivot back in here. Just like that. And then I'm going to put, this is a knife pivot lube. This is what the bottle looks like before it's wore off. KPL knife pivot lube if you're not familiar. And of course I will put a link in there. I'm just going to put a little drop. The bottle I have is hard to push. There we go. A little drop there and a little drop there. It does not take much of this stuff at all. And they have these little cleaning swabs. I like to use the cleaning swabs to spread it around and put it around the pivot. If you use too much, it'll come dripping out of your knife. So I like to use these little cleaning swabs just to spread the love. Then we'll put that bad boy on there. Got that on there. And give that a drop, and then I'll spread that around. Just spin it around. Just spin it around. Yeah, there we go. It's all nice and swing, 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 swingy. Very nice, very, very nice. So how are we going back together? Like this? Watch, I'm going to do it backwards, and I have to take it apart, or have to put it back again. Everything always looks so weird doing this. Trying to do it for the camera, trying to do it and not be backwards. There we go. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. A little bit of KPL. And we'll spread that bad boy around. Once I find my little doodad, spread that all around there. Now here's something else, you guys and gals. Here's KPL heavy. I put 1 drop of KPL heavy in the detent hole. Whoa, and that was too much. I'm going to clean that off because I don't need that much. This stuff goes a long way. And then you see we have the pivot track here. I'll just go like this and just put a little bit along the pivot track. And that is all you need. You don't need a ton. Little is more, in my opinion, when it comes to knife pivot lube. Put that bad boy on there. Put a drop of, this is heavy. Some folks like using the heavy, and they also have ultralight. I don't have any of the ultralight yet. We'll just put a little bit of that in there. I wiped this off, so we're good to go. Good to go. Anything else? No, it's that simple. It's really simple. I like simple. I like it when it's simple, easy design, easy to put back together. All right, so everything looks like it's going to fit pretty well. Put our pivot back on here. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. I'm holding the knife down. Make sure if you use Loctite, to use a blue Loctite, a medium. Don't use heavy. Use medium Loctite. Whatever kind of Loctite you end up getting, make sure you use medium. You will pay the price. Okay, I think I know what was going on here. So I put my pivot collar on here. I'll line my pivot collar up first and make sure that everything is nice and lined up and nothing's in the way. Then I'll put my screw in, okay? Okay, all right. Now we'll see how it goes in there. Okay, that's feeling a little better than it did before. Feeling a little better. Make sure we're pushed all the way in. But yeah, it is giving me a little bit of feedback that I'm not comfortable with. There it goes. There it goes. There we go. Okay, I'm very careful, and I'm telling you to be careful when you're putting your screws back in. That if it gives you any kind of weird feedback, you know, and it's not gliding in there nice and smooth. And you see here, I'm not even using a Torx bit or a Torx wrench. I'm just getting them in there with my finger, because that way you can feel what's going on. Because there's nothing worse than getting a stripped screw in your knife. So now you've seen the inside of the inside of this knife. You've seen what I showed you about it. I'm curious. You know, we'll see here if it lines up real easy. And I'm not tightening these T6s. I'm just putting them in there to hold them. So now I'm going to tighten down the pivot. and see if it centers itself. The last couple of Sheildons that I disassembled and reassembled centered themselves perfect. I didn't have to mess around and do it myself. So this one I'm going to need, whoops, had to move the old chair. So this one I'm going to have a Torx bit on both sides to tighten it up. All right, let's tighten her up. Okay, there's pretty tight. And yes, look at that. It centered itself. Yes, I like that. That is nice. I'm not having to readjust and adjust and readjust. So this is the third Sheildon knife that I've disassembled, and it went right back together and centered itself. Let's see how the action is. Oh my gosh. It is drop shutty. All right, let me get back to our regular screen, and we're back for final thoughts. So you guys have seen it. The action is plain out stupid. It is just stupid good. Look at this. It's drop shut. It's drop shutty now. See, cleaning it made even more of a difference. And oh my gosh. And listen to the acoustics. It goes ting. This thing is drop shutty, guys. I'm liking this knife. It's centered right back up. It is so freaking smooth. It's unbelievable. Okay, I'm really impressed. So let me know what you guys think about this. You want one? You interested? I can tell you right now that I'm loving it, and I can't wait to start using this knife. I'm excited about it. But guys, remember to live life in the present. Keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.